everyone! This is Desperate, and we're here on a new game. Game? Is that what I just said? A new game. The Great Ace Attorney's Chronicles. I am so excited for this. I've been wanting to play this for a while now. Hello, We're Machine! How are you? We're just starting. I had to figure out how to make it full screen. So I've got it here. I've got it full screen now, and I'm so excited to play this. How has your night been, Wear Machine? You hear the music fine? It's not too loud. I feel like I've got it on the low side over there. For Pokemon or something. I don't know if it's too quiet now with this, though. I wonder if I'm gonna have to talk all the characters, or if I'm good, just coming back from work. Music's actually too quiet. Okay. Does it sound a little better? I wonder if I'm gonna have to talk everyone, or if they have this game dubbed or not. Good. Okay, good, better. What adventure? New game.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide. But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
You know that some is dubbed, but you're not sure how much. Well, that's good. At least some of it's dubbed. Oh, that classic, like, typewriter. 22nd November. Okay. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that? How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? He looks stern. What? I'm sad. There's not going to be Gumshoe in this as far as... I don't know. Is Gumshoe in this? I don't know. I tried not to look into this because I wanted to play it so much. I do hope... But I think this is like set in the past a little bit. I'm going to be so sad though if there's not a Gumshoe reference or something. Oh no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. No Gumshoe. I'm hoping there's at least like something that... Maybe a Gumshoe ancestor or something. That would be funny. Sorry. My name is... Oh my goodness. I'm gonna butcher this. Rinosuke? Rinosuke? Naruhodo? That's probably very butchered. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow find myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. Rinosuke. That sounds much better than what I did, but I doubt I'll remember it again. I need like a little pronunciation sheet in front of me. Here, why don't I... Got paper here. Let me write that down. Thing is, will I find this for next time I go to play? Let me find. There's a clean piece of paper in here. Just keep finding doodles and scribbles. Okay, here. Me. Alright. That's enough. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. It is things just... We get a breeze going in here. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So hold your tongue. He brought a sword in. Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Rinosuke? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? It feels weird. They're kind of 3D-ish looking. In the other one, they didn't quite look like that. It was definitely a little bit more cartoony. Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. You know, yeah. They look a little odd, especially since this thing keeps flapping. I bet it always does that. But we'll see what happens, especially since the windows are closed because it looks snowy out or something. So, it's back in the past, so I doubt they have fans. At least not ones that are electrical. But really, Kazuma, I've never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume, university professor murdered in cold blood by student? But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not! You have to believe me, I didn't do it! I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean... I believe you. I know you're innocent. Rinosuke? Rinosuke? Kazuma Asoji? Oji? My best friend, also in his second year of Yume University. But he's far more clever than I, a star student in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergraduate. Not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. My qualifications don't mean much. Yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago? Yes, that's when all this started. Flashback time. Congratulations, Kazuma! Looks like you're going to get us to Seti Broad at last. I know, it's been forever. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you. I'm proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who does know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around himself. This fire... No, it's the Great Ace Chronicles. It's the newer Phoenix Wright game. Hello, Ulu Leader. Glad to have you in the chat. Glad to have you here. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. If only if it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in the English class tomorrow. Then partner. Just straight after that, that's when it happened. Asoji, may I have a word? Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asoji, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To his I can't speak tonight. To his excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at the university before. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Rinosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. Ugh, this is awkward. If I may. Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant. Rinosuke Nurahodo, I believe? Yes, that's right. My name is Yujin Mikatobo. No, Mikatoba. I'm a professor at forensic medicine at Yume University. Ah, Professor Mikatoba. I've heard the name from Kazuma somewhere. I'm struggling with some of the names, the pronunciations. I kind of wish they were back to, some of them were just the silly names, like in the first game. First game was all silly names. Where's my Larry Butts? I can read that better. A little faster. Gumshoe Butts. Mikatoba. Like, I can kind of hear it in my head, how it should be, but my tongue doesn't want to work to do that. For some reason. That's gonna be my struggle. So hopefully I don't annoy anyone with my pronunciations. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Asoji has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. I've heard of Kazuma. I've heard people say that. No puns. 0-10, literally unplayable. I know, I want the puns. I miss the puns. But there are no puns currently. We're just starting. This is our introduction to the first trial. But I hope they bring some puns in. I miss my puns. They're part of the laugh. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you no doubt heard, Asoji has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. Maybe we'll get the names in Great Britain, because I think we go to Britain. Because I think a lot of this game is supposed to be in Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked. and never granted again. What? Ah, as I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Associate may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dream will be shattered. But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even if in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear it. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that would lead to a conviction. Right? So, as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? But what will the question be? Surely not. You accept the accusations brought before you. Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. Why do I have a feeling he's setting me up a little bit? Ah, it would seem our surreptitious... Oh my goodness. Tedious surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. Oh my goodness. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asoji must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. This is it. If the trial goes badly, Kazuma's dream of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lies ahead, I embark on that unforgettable trial. Feels weird being the one. If you murdered someone, just hide the body, duh. Except they think I shot him just like right in front of everyone, in front of a ton of witnesses in a restaurant. My one and only chance of proving my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny. I'm used to trying to defend the people. This feels weird that I'm the one on trial. I wonder if I get to play the other character here? So this is a courtroom? With the art style as it is and everything, it's giving me more of Danganronpa vibes with the 3D style here with the furniture and stuff a little bit. That like the backgrounds a little bit. Not Phoenix Wright as much. I bet I'll get used to it here. The Supreme Court of Judicature? No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. Then wear a spirit Halloween mask. They had those in the set. They had some sort of masks. They did masks and stuff for like festivals and everything. But But he claims he didn't do it, so he wasn't prepared. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in the time. But for now, you need to concentrate. Rinosuke, it's about to begin. His headband just still continues to flap. Flap away. He looks like a younger version of the other guy. The court will now hear the trial of Rinosuke Naruhodo. That looks just like the guy, the scaredy cat guy in the first game too. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As is the defense. Before we begin, there is one point of order I'd like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. I like how Kazuma has his own personal wind. Yeah, I know! Especially being in whatever time in Japan, all the windows are closed. They probably did not have electric fans, so I'm wondering where he gets his little wind at. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who's advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Let's do it. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who advocates for his defense. His eyes are so twitchy. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Rinosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be... What? What are you playing at, Rinosuke? This is how I get the role of defense. Professor Mikatobe told me everything. Mikatobe, yeah. Just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dream of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off? No, it's not that really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. He brings a katana into the court. Yes, he does. He's got a katana. He was like flashing it at the guards earlier to get him to quit, to leave me alone too. Professor Mikatoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well. Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel, really?
Objection!
Make no mistake, counsel. He's so twitchy, look at his eyes. I'm just watching his eyes for a second. He is so twitchy. He looks so shifty. This is who we gotta be. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so? No. Naruhodo-san? Oh, yes, exactly. He's not paying attention. His brain. That's low-key me. With the twitchy eyes. His brain's everywhere but on the trial. He had like too much caffeine or something before coming in. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. Really? I thought your brain was everywhere because you're looking at everything. But he's at least focusing now. Look at him. Quite the frown, though. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Yeah, in his dialogue? Yeah. Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated the most heinous crime indeed. And as you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very high standards of conduct are expected at all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruto? Keep wanting to say Naruto. Naruto. Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the tasks you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. Let's start with the very simplest question. Yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I care to remember. But, wait. Ugh, I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again? Rinosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. You know me very well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that! It's simple. You can access the court record with the press of E. If you ever find you forgot something, just consult that. It's all in there. I just have to press E for the court record? Alright, there's no time to lose. This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people. With E. There, you'll find the details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press Z to go back. Okay. John Wilson, the victim of this case. He was a visiting professor of medicine at Yume University from the British Empire. Ooh, he shot a foreigner. He was visiting on good terms, and I shot him. No, I didn't shoot him. We're not supposed to be. We're not doing good about that. We need to prove ourselves innocent. Okay. A British. Well, I think a lot of this takes place in Britain, because I bet we go with him for a study abroad over there. I don't think we stay over here. So remember, everything you do with the court case can be found in the court record. I could be wrong though, but I think we end up over in Britain. Now you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. I'm hoping we do too. I'm hoping we get some fun pun names over there. Find the victim in the people section of the court record. Then press R to present. Try it now.
Yes!
The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your university. Your Honor, he simply slipped on the trigger of my gun. Yeah. Something like that happened. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England invited to Yume University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilled on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education? How have you no honor? But I did do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting English's policy makers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has been unusual, has these unusual peculiarities. Is it? Exactly, our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference from here. Fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. His eyes are at it again. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. Alrighty, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. You see an English... See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think... Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name. Still, I should go and say hello. That was our trouble right there. I went over to the professor's table. And I introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency? How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. Cause of death? Obviously, that was, Inosuke. Remember that in the court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now. Cause of death occurred a little after 2 p.m. It was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body.
Yes!
Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Learn to read, you imbecile. Feels like me right now, Matt. That's the post-mortem report. I take it. Sorry? Yes, that's right. The post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. This is the so-called photographic print at the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole and produced by powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. Thank you, Castle. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. Bet Baldy over there can't say, right? Who knows? Who knows? He's one that chickens out pretty quickly in like the original game because he looks like the same except change of clothes. But then like the next case, they actually brought in a main character that was around more. I wonder what it's gonna be like for here. Oops. The photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court records. So that's the photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Ah, so we got cameras. Very well. I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. This is it then. I think I may have worked out that what the professor had in mind. Professor? You mean Dr. Mikatoba? Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asoji must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control those cold sweats. I'm sorry, it's just me. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and go up the cold stairs first. Oh, he's aware of the headband issue. That just flies. It's got a mind of its own. I think it's possessed or something. It's got a ghost in it. Like a yokai in it. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course, my name is Satoru Hasanoga. I am the head waiter of the Western-style restaurant called Le Carnival. He's bleeding. Why is the Ace Attorney game calling me out? Is it calling... where's it calling you out at? Is it saying, play me, ooh, leader? Is that what it's doing? That type of calling out? Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, Good thing he has a towel. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants. An Occidental eatery 3 days ago. Guess he has scurvy. Maybe he does. Who knows? Eat some oranges. Understand, Osanaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir. You look like you could almost be related to Black Beller. Almost. You give me the vibe. Oh no. Petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there was only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it too. There's hardly anyone else in the place. It was then I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Hold on. Let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up the gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him.
Objection!
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. But the next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, Defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Rinosuke. You'll have a chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness. Ugh. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with the gun in his hand was the same man you see here in court today. Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else there? Anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around the table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table? What's the matter, Rinosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite of him at the table. Really? That's not something the waiter could have missed? I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? I was told no unnecessary or inappropriate.
Yes!
Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Objection!
Dear me, what are we gonna do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I begin to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Also, Noga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy? The glasses are... No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look if you'd like to. Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment's layout, drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Well, you're clearly very conscientious, waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court records as evidence. Oh, well. Is there a problem? He just happened to mark it down. Very true. He just happened to make a plan. Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. He's sweating. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something on the back of his card, I bet. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. The waiter's business card has been entered. I bet we'll get a chance to flip the card. I'm gonna cough to death here. We're gonna have second murder. So, the court has now heard. Precise of the case? Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem that we're looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look merciful upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. Inevitable. I can't talk today. I call this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual about these peculiarities. You said it, Professor Mikitoba said it, and so is the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Inosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is. Indeed. Prosecutor Uchi, please continue with proceedings. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. Ugh. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. He's gonna break that fan one of these times. I bet whenever he gets angry or is freaked out about something not going his way, he's gonna snap that fan. The prosecution calls its next witness. Very well, officer. Bring forth the witness at once. Oh my goodness. Who are these? Witnesses! Kindly state your names and occupation for the court. Why is there two out? Yes, sir. The great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Ayisa Nosa reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find employed as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquities from the efflorescence of our nations, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Resute, a humble premises in the 2nd District. Kairio Kurakuta at your service. An antique dealer and a soldier. It's an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day of the question. They must be the diners and the other tables that the waiters mentioned. Myself, I habitually make tea at the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always past noon, and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curos with which I make my business. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. You don't like how those earlobes jiggle? He's a strange looking one, isn't he, a little bit? He sees out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets Le Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with a rich clientele. Right? I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of the most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative. Not quite the sharp. Look how sharp this come down and then up. The enemy unit has seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. Jiggling earlobes? What did you miss while you was on the bus? We're kind of got the rough figuring of how things work, and we're starting to look at witnesses. We had a waiter that coughs up blood. Now we got a sergeant here, and we got an antique dealer. It was the black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The antique dealer is the one with the jiggling earlobes. So, and I like the main character has made a comment about his headband. It was pretty funny that he took notice of it. He was vibrating a minute ago. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment of the incident occurred. This guy. Is that a baby I heard? Sir, yes, sir. Standing ready to report, sir. Unsavory memories of the most acerbic afternoon. This dude. Sorry you missed it. You was in transit. That's fine. That's fine. You gotta get home. Acerbic. Okay. Thank you for the pronunciations of some things. My tongue doesn't want to work tonight even on some of the regular words. What the witnesses saw. This guy. There he goes. Ooh, leader, just for you. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curo to the military gentleman. They do. They do. You're cringing. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's location with my own eyes. Yeah. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired at the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously abscond precious Kuro. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. What times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. Got a knife now. Curio. Absconded. I think I've heard curio. I think my mouth's just not working right now. It just seems like it's extra dry and water's not helping much. You're fine. You do help with a lot of them. I'm stumbling over some of the words. I am. There's some words in here I just don't try to speak. I read them in my brain, and a lot of times I don't try speaking these words regularly. Quit using big words, old man. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. I want gumshoe back. Is that really true, Rinosuke? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. And when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. When I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, bang! Well, if that's the truth, there's obviously a criminal among the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is? Rinosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now. You wanted to be the old man for some reason? See, he looks identical to the other version in Phoenix Wright. As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. He hid the real gun in his earlobes. He does look like a Winston Payne. He does look like Winston Payne. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense demands its right to a cross-examination. I'm waiting for him to break this. He's gonna smack it here at one point when he's frustrated. He's gonna bust it, I bet. Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimeki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. Huh? How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Oh, he's a little nervous. Kazuma Ahsoka, commanding. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witness. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Rinosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. I need to get this game. You do? It's good so far. I'm excited for what's going to go on. I'm hoping this kid's going to be going to Britain. I'm hoping we follow him, and that's where I'm hoping we get a lot of the pun names. That's what my hope is. But we shall see. Isn't it obvious? You have to oppose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means that the soldier has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence. Right? Evidence. I think it's on sale right now on Steam, actually. Because my husband bought it for my birthday. And so I think he said it was on a sale right now, actually. I'm not sure how much on sale, but it was on sale, I think. Right. Evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now, let's go, Rinosuke. Don't let them beat you. That's laugh. Oh, dude, you've got to work on that. Would I be offended if you streamed it at a much later date? I would not care what you stream. You are more than welcome to stream it. I do not care. You stream whatever you want. Alright then, it's all or nothing. You'd probably do a lot better at some of these voices. I'd like to hear what you did for voices for these. Because I'm not a voice person. I'm struggling just to read some of the words. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particular fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired at the English civilian from the back, the cowardly little weasel. That's a lie. He was shot in the chest and it did not leave the body. That's my lie. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my abscond dead curio. I missed the rest. I was on my hands and knees. Yes. Okay. That's interesting. You can go back and forth now. Back and forth there. You need to finish the first Phoenix. Yes, you do need to finish it at some point. We know there are lies lurking in these statements. It's time to expose them. I understand that. The question is, how? I know what lie. I know what lie. Like I said before, the key to this is using evidence that you've collected. You can examine the present evidence while a witness is giving testimony by pressing E. Go through each witness statement and the details about each piece of evidence and compare all the facts. Somewhere in there, you'll find something that does add up. In other words, an inconsistency. Bad thing is, you've still got quite a bit to go in your Phoenix Wright game. As I'm thinking about it, you've got quite a bit of cases still to go, I think. It's gonna take you a while to get through that. Yeah, Kazuma's our Maya. I like Maya though. I don't know how. We'll see how much he grows on us. An inconsistency? When you find a statement and a piece of evidence that seems to contradict each other, present your evidence with R and rip the witness apart. Just be careful, because if you assert a contradiction that has no basis, you'll be given a penalty. If you're dealt too many penalties, the defense's case will fall apart and you'll receive a guilty verdict. Like I said, if I stream this won't be till much later, yes. Because you still got quite a bit of Phoenix Wright to go. Take Maya over the sweet boy any day. Yeah, at this point, I like Maya. I don't know yet about him. I find his headband pretty funny, though. But we'll see. Alright, I'll give it a try. You can come hear the witness's statement over and over again as many times as you like. But keep your head and be measured in your attack. Good luck, partner. He looks like he's gonna pull the sword out. Don't do it here. Okay, I know which one I want to go. This one. No. This one. Okay, so to the chest. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by a loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. I know, it's not flopping with that wind. Windows are closed. There's no air conditioner or fans or anything because they've mentioned that this was super high tech to have a photograph and not it be a drawing. Okay.
Yes!
So it's like got a ghost. It's got a yokai in it. Uh-oh, he's sweating. He's sweating. We got the jiggly ears. He's using his sheer lack of personality to keep it aloof. Everyone's shocked. What? What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting this wad of papers in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. That slap again. There's a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense. How can this document possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think it proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there's no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. Couldn't it be more plain? I feel that oftentimes my words won't come out right if at all. That's right, that's how mine is. There's some of these words I know how to say, my tongue's not wanting to work right now. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Kazuma, what? What are you talking about? It's apparent from the single glance of the post-mortem report presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? Sergeant Ayisa Nosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired at the English civilian, and from the back, that cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir. Minazuke is your spirit animal? Yes. He's growing on me. You gotta see how he does, though, as time goes on. His shifty eyes are a little odd, but I do like his inability to slap the desk very well. That mustache, I know. Just imagine if those were up here for eyebrows. That'd be wild too.
Yes!
But no, that just can't be. Why not, cadet? Because as it's clearly stated in the post-mortem report, fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound. Bullet did not pass through the body. The photographic print of the victim clearly shows the same thing. He has Squirtle glasses mustache, yes. He does. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Ah. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Oh, there's the baby! We was hearing baby sounds this whole time. Ooh, what? What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Yeah, there's a baby. We was hearing baby sounds, but we didn't know where it was from. Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Till the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixated on the delicious Carnival steak, sir. What? The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond unreasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Ayisa Nosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. That's absurd. Shoves down baby like a mole, yep. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Break the fan! Break the fan. Ah! Dude, the baby shot Fred's using Daddy's gun. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood in this trial, just from one discrepancy. This is what being an ace attorney is all about. But I definitely saw him. That University cadet there, he was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes!
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Oh, his eyes, we saw him a bit more. Myself, I've already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. If I'm right, I'm gonna laugh so hard. We'll see. Our character, Rinosuke, claims that there was a girl actually at Dr. Wilson's table that no one else seems to know about. So I don't know where she's at either. Get it? The turnabout in the courtroom. There's a turnabout in the courtroom, yes. What was he doing in the court? Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Oh, hydrates. Alright, thank you. Got all them hydrates in. I've actually been really drinking on my water. It's mostly gone. So we'll really feel it after a while. That girl was the baby. We'll see. I don't know. It's all a mystery. Too busy on the floor. Sir, what were you doing? Did you drop something? Hunting for treasure. He's a treasure hunter now. Treasure? Indeed! The Hawaii era Kapan. My prize coin. He's missing teeth too. Oh my. Got a monocle and everything. During dialogue heavy games, I go through a lot of liquid because my mouth gets really dry. Yes. I definitely going through it with all the dialogue has not helped that I've had like a little drainage in my throat a tad too also the last couple days. I think that's kind of messing with me also. So if you hear me cough, it's because of a little bit of all this stuff going on. On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitual my habitude to place it in my bosom pocket. It's okay, I'm still coughing too. Pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Resute, in the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you. Alright, night Ooh Leader, thank you for stopping in and hanging out. It's been fun. You sleep well and have a great morning in the morning. On the day under scrutiny. Though I bet it's just the ear jiggling scared you away, right? This old man is just, it's gotten to you. Try not to dream about him tonight, okay? On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I offered my Lotte treasure. Believed that he would purchase such a rare find. I did not. But I was it was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished. The baby took it. Baby took his coin, I bet. The caban vanished? Hunting around under the table, I was in case, mayhap, it had fallen there, and then it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed, I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded high treasure. Nothing could distract me. Just look, gaze. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? He needs to stop using that word. I know he does. No. I like where he pulled his beard. That was kind of funny. I see. That lemon table day, the precious Hohen Koban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. It's the baby. As I am sure the baby definitely has the coin. Yes, that's what I think. I am sure everyone present is aware. This case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Lamentable. I'm gonna write it down in case the guy says it again. He's using some odd choice of vocabulary, I've noticed. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. La, like singing la 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 la. Lamentable. Okay. No matter how subservient our government feels, it must be to the British. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. Yes, there I go. Thank you. What is your position, Prosecutor Uchi? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. I love his shifting eyes. I don't know. Back and forth. Sometimes they're kind of odd, but they are growing on me. How he's so nervous. He looks like he's drank way too much coffee before coming here. My witnesses have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there's only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Rinosuke Nurahodo. Oh, what? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Ugh. Okie dokie. Glad to hear you're lurking. Hopefully leftovers are yummy. Very well, the court invites the witness to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as Kiriko glass, your excellency. Yep. There's the baby. Yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Excuse me, but there's something for someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think? Affirmative! The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name. Oh no. It would seem that those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Oh, they're not his uniform. They're to hold the child. Adi. Edo. Din Shun. Den Shun. Your father is about to squill the enemy. Blow it, child. Maybe he's helping blow the headband. The true culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that there was only one personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out.
Yes!
Whoa, I didn't get to read that. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection!
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. Leftover cake and ribs and cake from your birthday. Sounds yummy. Yummy, yummy. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence to this fact. There's another picture? Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, Counsel? Indeed, of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by the investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, there's only one place set. Clearly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. Doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. The photographic print of this crime scene has been entered into the court record. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw the woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies have just been heard. Leave no further room for doubt. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. Think that I, Taketsuchi Achi, will have contributed to the amity. Get my nose and throat cleared. To the amity of these two great empires in our honor. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Rinosuke. It's not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examining the witnesses. But make it quick, understood? Rules can be so unbending at times. What I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was charged, it was almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black, that much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was the Englishman, standing all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniform could have dispatched the Englishman over and out. Let's see what we got. I see it better. Damn it, it's space. I'd like to flip this card. You got nothing. Yeah. Trying to think too. What do you think, Yusuke? Oh. What's the matter? Can't find anything. Can't find a clear discrepancy anywhere. I'm done for. I can't win this trial. No. Listen, the first thing to do is calm down. You can't expect witness statements to be full of holes every time. So just take your time and try to tease more information out of them first. What do you mean? You can choose to either press or present against each of the witness statements. If the witness is saying something you're suspicious about, press him with the cue. With a little luck, you may get more details, which could prove to be crucial. Right, I see. The important point is there's no sense in holding back. Anything even slightly jars with you, press the witness on it and press them hard. Alright, got it. I'll press them like blocks of tofu. The professor wasn't alone in the restaurant. I'm sure of it. One way or another, this cross-examination is going to prove I'm right. Okay, so now we can do press.
Yes!
Let's see what they say. No. It's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire the gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so. Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked. Did you? Did you see it? Did you see me blink? How could I? And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I did blink. So, there you have it. What? Attention! Sound of the firearm rang in my ears in the very next moment. I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman. I think that says it all, don't you? Let's not forget that the antique dealer witnessed the accused in the most incriminating position as well. He's gonna break it eventually, when he gets really wound up. I'm just waiting for it. Isn't that so? Gonna butcher this probably. Fukuta-san? Fukuta-san? Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black, that much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the purposes of the time for the only personnel.
Yes!
You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
Objection!
As you have been at pains to point out time and again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. Korei Kuta. I think I've heard that before, but I didn't know how it's spelled. Only there had been more people dining there at the time that someone else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know, of course the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here or there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day. Why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. It was. This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. What is that, Counsel? It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It seemed that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. At a clinic. Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. Very day of the incident. So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. Explanation could be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, so it really had no bearing on the case. Dr. Hati is back, yes. I wonder. What do you think, Yusuke? Well, it's hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Should I ask for it to be added? Might as well. There's no reason not to. Maybe there is a gumshoe. It would be cool if there was. I'm gonna guess he's in Britain, though. If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted to the evidence, Your Excellency. What grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to this arrival of the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection!
Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon. You have no further authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense request. Now he's sweating. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court records. He looks a lot like the judge, too, but much younger and with a shorter beard. The victim's medical report card has been added. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. You can aspire to prolong the trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you've forgotten. These witnesses' testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused Korei Kuta-san. He was literally just typing how you can get over how young the judge was. Yes. He looks like it's about the same one, but it should be too many years apart for that. Maybe an ancestor. Okay, we didn't do that one. Oh. Nope, I didn't mean to go back. Excellent work, Ryusuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changed much. Can't see what's bringing any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little bit more detail. How exactly? You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. Yes, I've already tried that. Yes, I've already done that. Yes. Okay. To rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. Can I do that with the business card? Okay. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues. Okay. Crosshairs start to pulsate. Press space to investigate. Okay. Okay. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical card. Sure. Can I look at this a little first, though? There he is. I can't look. Not quite the same. What did he say? Nope. Back. Did I miss something? Oh, he said the space bar. What did I miss? Oops. Alright, maybe I just didn't get to the end of the dialogue. Okay, yeah, I just did. That was a bit suspicious there. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, there's an entry for the date the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? Why would he have had a tooth taken out if he was eating steak? Perhaps they use laughing gas. It's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. So it's not his steak, I bet. I've heard of this anesthesia. So it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. Ah, there's a cautionary note for the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure. The anesthetic effects have passed. Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. Yes, exactly. All this new information, meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. But I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely. I didn't get to look at the rest of the card because I found it right away. Okay, so it's the diamond question. I was waiting. Yeah, the steak could have been hidden. That's what I was thinking. There had been in the last set mention about steak, but okay. Let me question him.
Yes!
Eating by himself, yes. Eyes. Oh, I think, what are you wittering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer. I wish I could. But first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Rinosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see it quite clearly in the cross-examination you just carried out. When you raise your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it is you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright, and thanks for the advice. Kurikuta. Son, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim. Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Something clearly doesn't add up. Also, as the accused, he shouldn't be speaking to Kazuma should be making a lot of objections. True, but he took over and became his own defense. He wouldn't let Kazuma be his defendant because if he took the case and failed it, it was gonna throw away his future. Yes, it was part of that you missed. The teacher, Kazuma's teacher, came up and told us that he was pretty much staking his whole future on this, that if he failed, he wouldn't get to do the study abroad and everything. And so he took over being his own defendant, his own defense. And so Kazuma can be there as an assistant and give him advice. Something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me, have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt your court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may have done before that time is completely irrelevant. But that's remember, Minosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There's surely no need to prolong this trial further. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there's no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could possibly— I lost that. It would— This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that? What? That outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could I possibly be irrelevant? Perhaps because Hata Clinic, which has issued the report card, is a dental clinic. Dental clinic? That's supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you the victim had just had a tooth extracted. Oh, what's this now? Oh, he clued in. And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating— Oh, everyone. Just what are you trying to say, cadet? He had orders to not eat? So what? It's all written up in here. No food or drinking other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't. Kurikuta-san. What, boy? What? As you just heard. When he was killed, sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. Oh, there we go. He had a good hit, finally. But that cannot possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we know now, had just had one of his teeth extracted and he still experienced the effects of an anesthetic. Ah! Expertly done, partner.
Objection!
What? What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection!
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic? How dare you? I think it's fair to say that the tables in the restaurant's case turned. Wouldn't you agree, Inosuke? Oh, yes, most definitely. He's shifty again. So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating that pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel? Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of your turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been not the victim. Is it as of yet unknown third party? Obviously, it can only have been someone who was sitting at the professor's table.
Objection!
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person. There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. And we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. Ugh. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. Azuma, are you insane? You would take on the government? Don't worry, counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issue with them. Those two witnesses in the stand. What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it now turns out the two of them deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And since this is a murder trial, you'll also be deemed complicit to the killing. Complicit in murder? No! Negative. There was no mention. Complicit. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. It was just following orders. That's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us. Oh, you just remember everything. What? What did you just say? Kurikuta? Oh, no. I'm scared. You were just following orders? Hold on, lad. I was, Say you never saw the gentlewoman? When you say gentlewoman, shocked faces. I know. I always loved it when they get to their shocked faces. You mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What?
Objection!
What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you pair? Just one. Just one simple slip of the tongue. Yeah, shocked emotes are fun. That would be fun. Order, order! Council, explain what's going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. Let's slap again. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? Well, that's classified. The baby keeps pulling his mustache. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? Are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. You love the baby. Yes. I like how you just keep pulling him. I like how his eyes change too. Inosuke. Judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Achi had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to yield that kind of influence, there were only a handful of possibilities. I could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any idea about who might be behind this? If we could affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. Do we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witness keep their mouth shut? Of course, we'll need evidence before we can make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly... Remember how we made progress before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, it's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. Yes. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalties will be severe. Please, wait, Your Excellency. I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing. What does the defense have to say about all this, huh? Well, Your Excellency. No time to think. I'm just gonna have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes in my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witness is... I think. Well, these are the witnesses that's being pressed. I feel like it's... I wonder if it's a teacher. Medical school professor. He's a professor, though. He was the one trying to influence the government to let him go overseas. Wonder. I don't have many choices. Who's the dude with the glasses? Oh, he was the waiter that was coughing up blood all over the place. All over his face. He gave me a business card saying where the seating arrangement was and everything, but he's a waiter. I'm gonna say the teacher. I don't know. I'm thinking the teacher. Only person. No one else here has enough authority in my... He doesn't know what's going on. Of course, not him. He's dead. He's a waiter. These are the two influencing it. So I'm assuming him.
Yes!
What do you make of that? I think, Counsel, that you may want to close your ears as well as your eyes. Otherwise, the sighs of disappointment in the courtroom may very well deafen you. Ah. You feel you must close your eyes in a crisis. May I suggest you keep your mouth shut next time, too? I get penalized? Otherwise, may I have used the influence I have in this courtroom to shut it permanently. JFK, not him. Don't know what it is about that prosecutor exactly, but he really makes me wince in pain sometimes. I don't have a great deal of influence myself, but believe me, I can find another way to make you keep your mouth shut as well. Right, don't get angry. I'll think again. It's the victim, maybe? There must be a clue somewhere in all that evidence in the court record. Actually, now that I think about it, was I supposed to get penalized so it'd be suggested? There might be some piece of evidence I haven't thoroughly examined. I wonder if... Wince in pain. He said it. Oh, yeah. What does the defense have to say about this? Well, Your Excellency. What do you think? Okay. I can't look at the other stuff. Pick the victim.
Yes!
I think, counsel, that you may want to close your ears. I think we got the same. But he's dead. How is he going to point? How's he going to tell them, influence them to not talk? Look at the court record now. Okay, there we go. Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? The Torah Hasanaga? Well, yes. Business cards do change to the person's name. That sort of point. Not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title. His job? Oh. Chief Inspector. Oh. Oh, yeah, he didn't want to give up his, card earlier. Primary Criminal Investigation Division. Inspector? What on earth? I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here. The waiter's business card information has been updated. The waiter. Okay. Okay. Police inspector. Now we know who to talk about.
Yes!
Well, surely that would be Satoru Hasanaga. Hasanaga-san, the waiter who took the stand earlier?
Objection!
Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false statements, testimonies? Not to mention the fact that even the head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter. What? If he truly were? Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about the Tori Hasanaga-san's real identity is proven. This evidence. Oh, I didn't hit present. I hit. Oops. Go back. I just want to present.
Yes!
The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in the question? I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure if we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency. It's the fact that's the back of the card. The back of the card, that's of interest. I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should have said the front. Yes. It's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling details is. He's a little nervous, sir. Will somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hasanagi-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of this business card. The front of the business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession, the waiter's profession, but that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. He has not broke the fan yet, though. The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witness is there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well... Is he back? There he is! Inspector Hasanaga! I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take the plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well. Is there a problem? And the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly, my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you mean to say you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Restaurant waiter. Look it up. My mouth is all... My mouth is starting to feel all the words. Ah, of course. Your salary must be terrible. I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? Baby's asleep. That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Asanaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We've just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. Good. You're asking me a good question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As I suspected. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in the chair and beside him, a gun in hand. Shoot the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady whom I guessed to be an English woman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say, remove the English woman from the scene at once? It was made clear that the English woman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if the English woman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that. The Empire reviews the friendly terms of this relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an English woman as the primary suspect. Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. Well, that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. It's not right. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yuma University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical facility research laboratory, is a young English woman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean, when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it was prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The English woman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. Giselle Brett. She's indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory at Yuma University's medical facility. What is happening here? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of the lady's presence at the scene and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to your Excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented at the court has been underpinned by the particularly my mouth can't talk. Critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration to our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling.
Objection!
But, Your Excellency, that would be missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our government will surely be very displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector Osanaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigation flawlessly. So, it won't be a problem. He's gonna die. Nothing will get in my way. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency. He says with blood coming out of his mouth. Yes. Again, then we'll have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. To be continued. I was hoping it was going to get to a good save point here. Because my mouth really is dry and I'm a little tired now. That took over 2 hours just for... I figured we'd at least make it through the first trial since it was just the tutorial. I guess not. Well, that was the first stream of The Great Ace Attorney. I excited to see where this will go. It is a long tutorial. It's not even over. So, it's alright though. It's fun. I wonder how long this game is. I need to look up how long to beat this game. I like to check that website out for games to kind of get a feel of how long I'll get how many videos about I'll get out of some series. But yeah, that was really fun. I've enjoyed it. I'm glad I had War Machine and Ulu Leader stopping in to chat. And yeah, been fun all around. So I'm not sure when I will stream next. It's kind of just hit and miss right now with everything going on. But I bet it won't take me long to get back on here because I'm curious too. So, but I will see you all next time. And thank you for stopping in. I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.